So we're up to this last teretz over here. Rava Amar. Lahim Mavin Delossus.
We're doing Chazara.
Yeah, let's just do a quick Chazara. So Rava Amar, Rava says Lahim Mavin Delossus. Koleka, they didn't bring at all any Delossus, especially not. Lahim Mavin Delossus. Koleka, they didn't bring any Delossus at all, especially, comma. Right, Shemibnei Shadatish Tinuk Gasalov. Shemibnei, because after Koleka. Shemibnei Shadatish Tinuk, because the mind of a child, Gasalov, will be too calm. Shema Yotzi Rosho, maybe he'll stretch out his head, or Echan Mevarim, one of his limbs, Yitame, Bekevatoim, and then he'll become Tame, Bekevatoim, full stop. Oh, Tanya Kavasei the Rava. Now we've got a brisa. This brisa is Mavur, shows that Rava's pshat in why Rabbi Yehuda says they didn't bring doors is the right pshat, because this brisa says the same thing. Rabbi Yehuda says, so this is Rabbi Yehuda himself speaking in a brisa. They didn't bring doors, at all, because the mind of a child, Gasalav, is calm. Maybe he'll stick out his head, or one of his limbs, and he'll become Tome Bekevat home, comma. Ella, only Mavian Shvarim, they brought oxen, Hamitzrian, Egyptian oxen, So we discussed this last week. Yossi pointed out that when a child is sitting on an ox, his feet are hanging down. And if his feet are hanging down over the side, they don't really have hot oil. So the point of these creases at the bottom part of the ox is very wide, so it goes down and then it goes out wide. So even though his feet are hanging down the side, the stomach goes out further.
So what's the translation of
creases saying is their stomachs.
I thought we said it was already Kabbalah.
Yeah, but that's the top of it, but his feet were hanging down.
Stomachs, what sort of?
So the stomach went out further than his thing. So you can imagine, like, I mean, you can.
Is there a problem? He's not actually sitting on it.
No, so he was sitting on it, and if you look at the back here, they've got a nice picture. You'll see that the stomach went out. Place is saying
should be
what we off out of here. So you can see over here, the stomachs go out, and that way the stomach guards his feet, also shields his feet from the tumah from going down. So element of each one, they bring Egyptian shakri saying means their stomach rechavis are very wide.
That was what was the regular one?
The regular one goes the same. You know, it's just got a regular. Because
the
shape
ones are the ones that have
their
put
stomach
the weight on the bottom, not on the top. So it's like a triangle.
So basically, it won't be an issue.
There won't be issues with his feet hanging down. Shekri is saying his stomach is very wide. Vatinoikis and these children Yoshvin al Gabehen would sit on top of these. V'koisel she'evan b'dain, like we mentioned already, these cups made out of stone are in their hands, and they're especially made out of stone because they can't become tumah. Higia l'shiluach, like we said, they arrived at this spring called the shiluach. Yordu, they got off, and they filled it up. Va'olu, and they got back up. V'yoshvelen al Gabehen, and they sat back down on. Yeah, but this brisa doesn't mention it. This brisa only mentions Rabbi Yehuda's shitta that they didn't have the losses, and they had only these oxen that had very wide stomachs, and that was the oihel, which was a mafsik, which stopped. This was the blockage from the tumah if in case there was someone buried underneath the roads that they travel down to get. Now we're going back to this question that we discussed just now. So we answered before that Rabbi Yehuda holds that oil has to be man-made, intentionally man-made. Yeah,
unless it's
we added on a extra detail that if it's very wide, wider than just a regular tefach, then even when it's not man-made, then you're good to go, and it's also going to be oil. So now the Gemara is going back to our Mishnah, which is why this whole Gemara came in, was just for this question now, because this goes back to the original Mishnah that we started our Perek with. So let's start. V'hari mita, a bed. Yeah, so the bed that we discussed in our Mishnah, Shittas Rabbi Yehuda was, Rabbi Yehuda holds.
Surely that is.
You're allowed to sleep under a bed in the sukkah.
Because it's an oil.
Because it's not an oil, Rabbi Yehuda holds.
Yeah, sorry.
You're allowed to sleep under a bed in the sukkah because it's not an oil. So frek the Gemara, so ask the Gemara now, a bed kama, yes, but kama groifim, that is very wide, and therefore it should be a problem of oil. Utanan, and it said in our Mishnah, Rabbi Yehuda says, we had the minhag, that we slept on the bed, in front of the Chachamim, and he didn't tell us anything, question mark. So we see that Rabbi Yehuda holds this bed, even though it's very wide, has no problem of it being a bed. Now, just as a footnote, even though a bed is anyway a man-made oihel, so why is it anyway? And you've got any problem of not being man-made? Yeah, a bed is man-made, right?
Where's it still before the Tanan?
Yeah, no, after the Tanan. Tanan Rabbi Yehuda Imeh. Rabbi Yehuda says, we had the minhag. We slept on the bed. B'fnei hazakanim, question marks. And our footnote, even though a bed is anyway a man-made thing, yeah, bed is a man-made thing, but because it is oil arai means it's not a fixed thing. A bed is not a fixed oil. It's just there. You put a bed there, you take away a bed. So because it's not a fixed thing, then it has the same problem as being non-man-made. However, when it's very wide, then you're good to go again. Yeah. So again, the best kind of bed is a fixed, man-made, intentionally man-made bed. Anything which is missing any of those 3 points, which means that's either not fixed or not man-made, then it's not oil, unless
No man-made.
not like we said over here, down here,
So a bed.
made by water.
So a bed is an
So a
oil.
bed, even though it's man-made, but because it's not made as oil, a fixed oil, it's only made to be there as a short-term thing. It's not made to be fixed in its place. Then it has the same problem as being non-man-made.
It's not. It's man-made, but not man-made as an oil.
As a fixed oil, as a fixed thing. It's only arai. It's portable.
Why would
Exactly.
you have a bed built into the wall? Is that considered not portable?
Would the Gemara have asked the question? I don't know. It could be the Gemara wouldn't have. It could be the Gemara's only whole question is that it's a portable bed, and therefore because it's not fixed, we'll share.
I thought you bought all the Gemaras.
I bought the ones that were in the table. And there was only 2 in the table.
Where's all the equipment?
They're the ones that keep them together.
It was locked in. It was locked in the box, and the box is locked in the cupboard. And we don't have the key.
I've got. Is the doors open? Why didn't you go in there?
Rabbi Huda is has a bar mitzvah downstairs to make it
Serious
easier.
Let's ready to see us now.
Let's get in the way. Let's get in the way.
We're going to go over it tomorrow.
Get in the way because we'll just do a quick.
Alright, just go.
And I've got
Okay.
There's Gemaras.
Okay, it's fine. Okay.
Let's like
We'll do Chazar tomorrow. But Haramita.
chances run out.
So we're Chaf Aleph on base.
I'm listening. Go. I'm not. My brain's not going to be here at the moment. I've got.
To put that food down there.
No.
When
Have you got auntie dying?
No,
No, good. I'm here because I've got to share, but my auntie think I've got things to get with.
Awesome, you want this.
Good. Let's
Okay.
go.
So Vaharimita. So we go back now to her bed. Yeah. So we said that Rabbi Huda says when you've got a non-man-made ohel, then it's not going to be a ohel. So now the Gemara then added a point. However, if it's a very wide ohel, then even when it's not man-made, it's still got a problem of an oil. It still is an oil. Now the Gemara supposes that a bed, even though it's man-made, but because it's not man-made, fixed in its place, yeah, beds are moved around, they're not fixed in their places, then they have the problem of not being a good oil. However, when it's very wide, we said, then even if it's not the full-fledged good oil, then it's still a problem of not being a good oil. But says the Gemara of Arimita, we've got this bed over here, yeah. You can look inside here if you can't bother opening up.
No.
Arimita.
Sit down, relax.
It's all good.
I've done this already. Don't give it to me.
I've
I've just done this.
Whoa.
It's fine. He'll look into it.
sit
We've
down,
got
sit
5
down,
minutes. Let's go. The Harimita, a bed. The Yeshbal Kamek Rothim is very wide, and therefore, even though it's not a fixed place, it's not fixed in its place, then it still should be a problem of oil. And if it's a problem of oil, then someone who sleeps under a bed, he's in a separate oil, should not be Yotza sleeping in the bed, sleeping in the sukkah. And it says in the Mishnah, Rabbi Huda says, we slept on the bed. Bifnez came in front of the Chachamim, implying that there's no problem of sleeping under a bed. Question mark. So the question was that what? That a bed is very wide, and if it's a bed is very wide, then it's a good oil. And if it's an oil, then someone who sleeps under the bed is not Yotza, his sukkah, Yidei Chiv of sukkah. So how could Rabbi Yehuda be the one who holds that there was no problem with sleeping under the sukkah? Answers the Gemara, Shani Mita. A bed is different. Hoyel or legaba asuya. A bed, where's a bed made for? You want to be on top of the bed, yeah? You sleep on top of a bed, not meant to be hiding under bed.
Some people.
Yeah, apparently go under beds, but it's not made for that. And therefore, because the bed is made for on top, not for underneath,
I need a table in the sukkah.
Shani Mita, bed is different.
Shani Mita bed is different. Hoyel since. Or legaba asuya, it's made legaba on top. Legaba on top, asuya it's made. It's made for on top, full stop. So that's the Gemara's answer. Full stop. But Hoyel.
I don't have my.
Oh, so we'll do it tomorrow. Hoyel legaba asuya, yes, a bed, even though it's a good big oil, but because it's not made to be under it, it's made to be on top of it. Therefore, there's a problem. There's no problem of it being oil. One more question, or
Yeah, go for one more question. Yeah.
because we're a bit arai, everyone's a bit not with it.
Yeah.
Just
We'll do a
your-
chazara tomorrow. We'll just do another 2 lines. Okay, shvarim nami. Yeah. So we said these oxen were good oil. We're over here. Shvarim Nami, these oxen which were oihel to stop the tumah coming up from anyone buried under the road for this child. Ligaban Asuin, question mark. These oxen, what are oxen made for? To ride on top of them. They're not made to be sitting. Well, yeah, also, they're not made for underneath them.
Not made for
Yeah,
someone
but
to
they're
sit
not
underneath
made
as
for
They're
well.
not made for on top, but they're not made for underneath. I think that's the main
like a
point.
horse.
It sounds like they did ride on oxen because they brought these oxen, maybe because they were very wide. It sounds like they did also use them from top, or even when you plow or something like that with these oxen, also
sit
you
on
use it on top, or you would put the machinery on top of it.
It's not
So it's
what they're
made
made for, it's what
It's
you
not made
use
to
it
be
for.
underneath.
What you used it for
What
exactly?
you
Yes,
designated
what it's
for.
designated for because it's God made. Then it's made for on top of it, not for underneath
Sit
it.
on the oxen cows, yeah.
Some people are crackers, as you can see.
Look at this. He also Robin. Look at
Yeah,
this.
his engine.
Look at this. He also Robin. When Robin
You can
came.
say, but you can say, if it would be allowed, then it would be used as an idol as well. If the Gemara would say you could use it,
No, but forgetting halacha, do people sit on the oxen? Or they use
maybe they will as an oil.
What do you
what
mean?
for?
Why would you do
Why
that?
would you do
You
that?
have your
If
chuppah
you-
underneath the cow?
He also Robin. When Robin came, Kama Amar Rablaza. He said the name of Rablaza. Shani Shvarim. Oxen are different. Hoyel or Meginim because they shield. Al Haroyim on shepherds b'chama in the sun b'nei chama from the sun, or b'gshamim and in the gshamim b'nei
By
gshamim.
going underneath
Full
it.
stop.
That could do.
Exactly. Yes. So don't become a
Shani
shepherd.
Shorim.
Not planning out. I'm happy.
You go over it one more
I'm happy
time.
Yes,
with
definitely.
that.
Shani Shorim.
Shiny Svarim, 1 second, Shiny Svarim.
wasn't
Oxen are
expecting that.
different. Hoyel, since Meginim, they shield Al Haroyim on the shepherds.
What? You're telling me a shepherd
fit underneath
sounds-
Hoyel,
Hoyel,
since
Protected by.
Meginim, they shield.
No, my pen's just finished.
Yeah,
If someone, let me order them. Anyone order
to go,
I'm gotta go to your vet.
Yeah, but why should we get a vet?
Okay, let's just finish off here. Meginim Al
We'll be in
Haroyim.
Brazil.
B'chama, b'nei chama, v'gsham b'sham, full stop. Okay, so we're going to stop here. And then we'll go over it properly tomorrow. Slowly, but as I said,